Hi and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Winnie Mudhoni Wambu. I'm a professional journalist with a bachelor's degree in journalism and mass communication from the Masinde Muliro University of Science and Technology. I've always known I want to be a journalist. I knew I wanted to be a journalist when I was in class 3. I was always very good at languages and expressing myself, and my language teachers, especially my English teachers, always encouraged me from primary school all through high school until I went to uni. And that's when I decided that I actually want to be a journalist. Initially, when I went to uni, I had been called for a course in bioresource management and conservation. And even before I went to uni, I had changed my mind. Choosing a career is something that sometimes you have to choose between a passion and where the money is. And at one point after high school, I actually thought that I will become a nurse. And I went to the Cecily McDonald School, which is a school by the Nairobi Hospital, as a nursing school by the Nairobi Hospital. And I was ready to apply. I was ready to apply for my nursing course. But then when I went there, something changed, something tickled inside me. And I asked myself, is this really what I want to do? I saw the ladies there in uniform, and I asked myself, I'm just from high school. Do I want to be back in uniform? Do I want to work at a hospital? I find hospitals really cold, and I asked myself, do I really want to work in a hospital surrounded by sick people? No offense. And it just didn't click for me. I was like, no, this is not what I actually want to do. This is not my calling. And I think nursing is a calling. So I changed my mind and I decided to pursue what I had been called for in uni. And when I went to uni, I had been called for a course in bioresource management and conservation. And then I asked myself again, is this what I really want to do? Do I want to be in a lab coat? Do I want to be in gumboots all the time? And I was like, no, it's still not what I want to do. But luckily for me, when I went to uni, 2 weeks in, there was a period where I could change my course from what I had been called for into what I wanted to pursue, as long as my grade permitted. Luckily for me, my grade permitted me to change it from bioresource management and conservation into journalism and mass communication. I'm really lucky, and I'm really glad that I took this path, because this is my passion. This is what I want to do for life. I always had a camera since I was small. My first camera was a Kodak, I remember. And then I upgraded to a Sony, which my mom bought. It was a family camera, but I was always the one behind it. And over time, I have upgraded. The digital shift is something very interesting. And the best thing about the digital shift is that media keeps transitioning. There's no end to the media. What the media does is change. It keeps changing. And we keep moving with current times and upgrading to new technology. At times like this, where social media is very huge, and social media has created a large space for content creators and influencers to be able to engage and reach big audiences. The question for me has been, how do I set myself apart? How do I set myself apart in a world where it's possible for anybody to record themselves and put out content, considering the fact that everyone has a phone now, has a camera, anyone is able to afford a ring light and kind of create a studio or just be able to put out content. The question for me has been, how do I set myself apart? And this is, I am speaking for professional journalists. When COVID came, there was the aspect of working from home, which was very new. It seemed quite impossible, but it has proved to be something that is achievable over time. And it's actually a very good concept. We have seen businesses sprout as an effect of the COVID-19. And even pre-COVID, I had told my mom that I want to venture into YouTube and do my own stuff. I want to take my own direction. I want to create my own stories and not join mainstream media. And I have worked in mainstream media before. I have worked as an attaché at a radio station. I have worked as an intern at a traditional media house where I was working in vernacular. And the whole experience for me was very adventurous, I would say. you're working in Kikuyu. At a time like this, it's very important for professional journalists to be able to set themselves apart. There's a lot of competition from Instagram influencers, social media influencers, and content creators. They're everywhere. And it's very important for a journalist, a professional journalist, someone who has gone to school, to remember everything that they were taught. The code of ethics that is to be followed well when pursuing and posting stories, verification of information. You don't want to be, let me speak for myself, I don't want to be just like anyone else. I have to be very different. I have to be very different from someone who just got a phone, someone who just has internet in the house and can put out whatever they want. I have to make sure that the stories that I bring here are stories that are bold, stories that are raw, stories that are inspiring, and stories that are real. There's a lot of fake information out there, fake lives being recorded and posted. So it's very important as a journalist. It's very important for me to know, how do I set myself apart from everyone else? And that is the main aim of this YouTube channel. The main aim is to bring you raw, bold, entertaining, and inspiring stories. Bold and entertaining being the main target for my audience. So just hit the like, share, and subscribe button so that you can get notifications whenever I put out content. And I look forward to growing with you. See you soon. Bye.